of Awoken with Aulden. I'm your host, as always, Aulden S. Nance, and we are doing some breaking news coverage of the Minneapolis DHS / ICE shooting that occurred earlier this morning that left a 37-year-old man dead. It looks, I'll get into the video here in a second. However, this is now the second fatality in ICE in a matter of weeks, I believe. We're here at the U.S. Capitol to start this stream, and we're going to be walking around the city today to see what's going on. Lots of stuff going on, a pretty crazy time in American politics per usual. That's the norm, it feels like nowadays. And I have seen a couple of what appears to be pro-free Iran individuals walking around the Capitol. They're heading in a direction, so maybe we can check some of that stuff out as well. Lots of stuff going on, guys, for real. So this morning it appeared that whether it was Homeland Security, Border Patrol, or ICE, one of the here, let's go do not disturb. Yeah. It appears that one of these agencies was involved in an incident with an individual, a 13-year-old individual. The video seemed to be a little, if you had a almost like an NFL game, there's a fumble, but the fumble occurs where there's like 300, 2, 3, or 4 500-pound defensive linemen that obscure the shot, that make it a little tough for people to see. So we will kind of walk through that video here at the U.S. Capitol now. And here is some of the Iran. They have the flag with the lion on it. And why is that important for them? Well, that's what it was under the Shah Pavilia, I believe is how it's pronounced. His son is in exile, I believe, in the United States. Has been exiled since I believe 1978 is when he said the last time he was inside of the Islamic Republic. So we'll be, we'll see what's going on here with those people. Oh, goodness. It's very cold out today. Much colder than the March for Life yesterday, for sure. But we're going to be giving you more coverage around the city today. So yeah, if it's your first time, please give the video a like, drop a subscription. Would love to continue providing you more of this breaking news coverage. So a couple things that it looks apparent that's happening right now in DC is that there's this Iran protest, or free Iran protest, I should say, and there could be the potential for anti-ICE protest as well later. So we are leaving the Capitol as we speak, and we're going to be heading down more towards downtown to see what's up. What do you got? A couple people on the stream. Hello, hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow we have the NFL playoffs, which that's going to be very exciting. The conference championship games. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams, with Seattle being the home team, and the Denver Broncos versus the New England Patriots, with the Broncos being the home team. So here, I'm gonna flip it again. So you have the lion. Yeah, you see the lion on that flag? That's to symbolize, that's why when the Israelis did their operation back in June, that's why they called it Operation Rising Lion. Very important. So a lot of history right there. See, I kind of want I kind of want to chat with them, but yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful. I think it would be good to hear from someone from that point, because here's the problem, is that when Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile in France after like 14 years, the mullahs, the ayatollahs, formed the Islamic Republic. It was no longer, the monarchy was abolished for the first time, and the 2,500 years of kingship in Persia. So a pretty significant development there. We got at Kevin Cack 8416 hi, at Vicky. Vicky also says hi, and DJ Saga says hi as well. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well on this. Oh wow, I think I found the pro-Iran protest, or demonstration, I should say, maybe not protest. But yeah, we'll talk to some people here. Because as you know, we've talked about Iran a lot on the show before, with Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran since 1989, the second supreme leader. It's more of a dictatorship. And the regime seems to be weaker than it has been in a while. But regime change is going to be really hard still, because it is a nation with over 90 million people live in Iran. There's the Revolutionary Guard. There's other regime protective forces. Yeah, here I'll show you what it's looking like right now. Yeah, I wonder where they're going to march to. Yeah, it looks like they're just now starting their march. We'll kind of we'll piggyback on these guys and see what's up. So as you know, there's been increased pressure on the regime. If you watch my 5 bold predictions of 2026 video, you would see that one of the predictions is that the Israeli-Iran conflict would begin once again in an official capacity. So yeah, here, there's a sign of the Shah's exiled son over here. So see here, yeah, regime change with Pavili. Here, I'm gonna edit the title of the video real quick. If it will let me, I'm not sure if it will, but. But regardless, okay. So yeah, let's see if we can talk to somebody here in a moment. A solid little grouping of people. Good afternoon, at Ronwin Nance, at Beth B4J8Z, good day, Mr. Nance, at Alfredite Hill said hi. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm an independent reporter. You guys have anything you'd like to say?
Don't tell the Iranian people! This is our alternative. This is our representative.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
You too. So, I've studied Iran a lot just for fun, and I believe he was the son of the last Shah, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the Ayatollah's 1979 Iranian Revolution, right? Yeah. So, very interesting country. I really like learning about it. So, yeah.
Thank you for spending time on it.
Of course, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
Hopefully you can visit one day.
I'd love to. Yeah, the Persian people are a beautiful people. Yeah, yeah. So when they say Khamenei, that's the current supreme leader. Now, one of the biggest threats against the current regime is that as long as Khamenei is alive, the regime is probably okay, more or less. But once he dies, he's 86 years old. Once he dies, there's no clear successor because people like Qasem Soleimani, they've been killed. The president, I believe Rossi was his name, or Rossi, before the former president, when he got killed in the helicopter accident, that was pretty tough against successor. So they're in a tough spot right now. And this maximum pressure campaign put on by Europe and the United States, the back sanctions from the IAEA. So we got at Mike Ta. What are those people talking about? So these people are in opposition to the current Iranian regime in Persia. We've seen a lot of, ever since really the new calendar year, a couple days before this, you probably have heard about these protests, which they're really not. Inside of Iran, they're not protests. It's more of an armed attack, because when you go after government buildings, police headquarters, and you're trying to kill people, that's not a protest. This is a protest. People with flags and shouting, "I don't like Khamenei," that's a protest. But for the last couple weeks, there's been this intense campaign within Western media to get people talking about maybe wanting to overthrow the Iranian regime, or at least get public support for it in case if we strike Iran or something like that. At Tom Gaddy 8651, soon it's have like some communist party gathering, at hello, no tamales, no Somalis. Now look at this massive flag they have. It is popcorn. It's interesting to see interesting to see for sure. So if you're just now joining, the lion on the flag is to indicate the old Persian monarchy. So it's here it's a little loud, but what they're trying to do is overthrow the supreme leader. So since 1979, so we got at Rhino Gayo. So he brings up a good point, is that right now it's not really, if you speak out against the regime, you could be at risk of, your family could be at risk of persecution or something like that. So it's important. They might not be able to get back into Iran too. It's a theocracy. So something important to know about Iran is that it's they view the supreme leader of what, Iran. So they view him as like a pope and the president. He wears two hats, basically. He has two positions. He's all Shiite Muslims on earth really gravitate towards him, almost like Catholics for the Pope. For Pope Leo, the Shiite Muslims, about 15% of the worldwide Muslims follow the Ayatollah's religious practice and teachings. And 85% of the world's Muslims are Sunni Muslims. And their headquarters, I shouldn't say headquarters, but they're more based in Saudi Arabia, for example. Saudi Arabia is a Sunni majority country. Well, it's a lot more people than I thought at first. So you hear them say Islamic regime, and that's the theocracy side of it. It's that the Shah and Reza Shah, they were not. It was not a theocracy. They were still dictators and a monarchy. It was still a monarchy. He was like a king, but there was no. The Islamic side was not there. Before 1979, we even weren't. Our government, we were more closer together. For example, the Shah, before he was tossed, I believe in 78, he did an interview with 60 Minutes in 1975, 1976, something like that. So it was more, the Shah was a Western puppet, more or less. He sided with us. So to know more about Iran, go back in 1951, Operation Ajax, when we overthrew democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh from office because he wanted to nationalize Iranian oil. That's something else that people don't think a lot about when it comes to Iran, is that you have a ton of oil over there. I believe the country with the third highest oil reserves, only behind Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. And Iran, they also have the Strait of Hormuz. What's important about that? that's about 20% of the global oil supply, and I believe it's 40% of China's oil supply. I'm in Washington, D.C. So here's the U.S. Capitol building, and these people started their march or protest or demonstration right by the Capitol grounds over there. I'm not participating in the protest. I'm here doing a live stream. We're also, later on in the live stream, we're going to head down. This was unexpected, I should say. But we're going to head down to DHS and ICE and see if there's any anti-ICE protests as well. This was a surprise. But this is something else that on the show we've talked about a lot, the conflict in the Middle East. So if it's your first time on the live stream, please leave a subscription. Please drop a subscription because we talk about these important events. Each Awoken Wednesday is the anchor show. At Love Buffalo Bill 09, I believe there's an ICE protest in Minneapolis. It looked like today might actually get pretty ugly over there, I'm afraid. It looked like it was already kind of a battlefield. Are you for ICE or without ICE? I'm America First, so I do support fair immigration. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm anti-illegal immigration. I think ICE, maybe they could do stuff better, but they're kind of in a spot to where it's tough for them right now because there's a lot of people running up at them. There's a lot of other stuff going on. At Kalen Loyal 818, I agree, America First, and we can feel we can have sympathy for other people in the world, but we have a lot of problems in America first. So we need to help fix these problems in America first. We should not be doing an boots on the ground operation regime change in Iran. Not at all. That's their problem. The Ayatollahs, they took power on their own accord. So I don't think it should be our responsibility to do that, to get regime change for them. Because how regime change in Iraq, it did not go well. Regime change in Libya has not gone well. So I don't think we should be boots on the ground in Iran at all. No. At Marty Del Seed 4338, exactly MAGA. At Kalen Loyalty 818, legal American loyal citizens first. Yeah. I think it kind of got stuck in the middle. Here, I'm gonna try to get to the side. Yeah. Thank you. I will be safe. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to some other comments up there. At SoCal Outdoors, how about helping our own people and leave Iran to help theirs? At Beth V Ford J8Z, dang, you are a smart dude. Thank you very much for the compliments. Yeah, we can we can pray for the Iranian people. We can have sympathy for them, but there's a lot of problems in America first. that need to be dealt with and handled before we try regime change. Like, yeah, I don't love the mullahs more than anyone else who does, but I don't think it's our, I don't see how that helps America even. Thank you at Love Buffalo Bill 09. I appreciate the well wishes. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you like my commentary. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, now they have reached the National Mall. So see how already quickly we've moved away from the Capitol building all the way over there? I'm kind of ahead of it. But you have here's the Washington Monument over here. So ICE HQ is a little bit over there. And you have a couple, like the National Gallery of Art building, I believe is right here. So it's a cold day. Like, these people are out here pretty chilly. So at Kalen, yes, I agree, Kalen. Yeah, loyalty to USA first. Thank you very much, Buffalo Bill 09. I appreciate you. Now, see if I can stand on this bench and get a clear shot of that flag so you guys can really see what it is. At Hasman Rights. So what's happening here right now, there's a pro or an anti-Iran regime demonstration being held in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall. So that lion is to resemble the Persian monarchy before the Ayatollahs took power in 1979. So the official language in Iran is Farsi. I believe they're probably speaking Farsi. And the word that we may recognize is Khamenei. That's the current supreme leader. And Shah. These people are hoping that the Shah returns to power. Yeah, they want Khamenei out. I'm not sure what they're saying exactly. At Stephen F1 Canadian here. Good evening, sir. Thank you for your great work. Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate you. At Honey Dip 217, Christ is King. At The Real Term 1, can you do 10 push-ups in a suit? I can. Let me find a spot where I can prop the phone up. I'll do 10 push-ups just for you. If you promise to subscribe to the channel, I'll do 10 push-ups for you. At GL4886, hi. At Larry Zan 8942, LOL. I'm in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. There's the Capitol building. There's a anti-Iranian regime protest occurring on the National Mall right now. And we're heading, I'm kind of getting away from it a little bit. And we're heading towards ICE and DHS to check out what's going on there. At Jaime Wrights, America is really in a confusing era. Yes, it's a little confusing. There's always, I just feel like internet brings us together a little bit faster and more. Stuff is happening more time. what's at Larry? Okay, here. Fred Flintstone. I have not seen that movie. And then at GL4886, what's my channel about? I have a weekly show called Awoken Wednesdays at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and I discuss one big topic that week. It might be about a country, like I did a deep dive on the history of Greenland, Sudan, Somalia, Hezbollah / Lebanon, the Houthis / Yemen / the Southern Transitional Council. Haven't done a full Iran episode yet, but that's coming. I do a lot about countries. I do a lot about immigration, the Trump administration, current events in the United States. And I've recently started doing these during the day to show people what's going on in the DC and what stuff like that. But the goal is to have this mass awakening of the minds in the United States that, oh, wow, this is what's happening in your country and everyone needs to be aware of it. And I'm on the ground a lot of times, and to really help people get in the mindset of having an America First policy worldview. We need to be America First. Our country has to come first. As American citizens, we should always be fighting for ourselves, right? So that means prioritizing, making sure that our people are not sleeping on the street. Yeah. That kids are getting a good education, that we're a healthy nation. You can maybe agree or disagree with some of the methods that Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the HHS secretary, is taking, but it's someone who was willing to have his entire family go out against him. That's how much he believed in what he believes in. For his whole family to basically disown him and toss him to the side to want to work for a Republican president. So, and I also just cover some news. I talk about sports sometimes. And yeah, at Cody3 Coyote, we are taking care of our veterans. Absolutely. The VA needs to be fixed. If you've put on the uniform in this country, you absolutely need to be taken care of. No exceptions. At Deborah Holcomb 6620, I just subscribed so you don't have to worry about someone subscribing for push-ups. I appreciate you, Deborah. Thank you. At Larry Zan 8942, don't go to ICE. You might get deported. Ha. Yeah, there's always a risk, I guess. Okay. And at Debug 7276 said hi. Hello, D. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So yeah, I think I'll show the anti-regime protest one more time. I think we're going to continue heading towards ICE and DHS. Because this isn't a huge, massive protest, but it's definitely, there is, you see the police in the bright neon jackets. So there is something going on there. Or there's, it's a planned protest because there is actual security here. At Candle Vlogs 01, whole bunch of emojis. I am not from that nation you're talking about. At Mock Machine 9999, go ICE. Okay, yeah, we're going to, let's keep heading towards ICE and DHS, see what's going on over there. Maybe even stop by the White House. At Hazi writes, I am not from the U.S. and I've seen news about ICE being cool, and there's also news about them being harsh. And I guess I need to watch someone like you to understand the actual news. Thank you very much, and I'll definitely do my best to provide solid and fair and accurate news coverage of what's going on. Candle Vlog Zone 1, out ICE is horrible. At a green substance, guess my comments are disappearing. I'm shadow banned by woke YouTube. Well, those comments made it green substance, and welcome back. It was nice to hear from you yesterday. Thank you for tuning back in. See, we're starting to build the Awoken up a little bit here. We got a lot of people who care and love about this country on this channel. America voted for ICE, and we stand with ICE. Cody Coyote, amen. At Green Substance, you're the man, brother. Thank you, brother. So yeah, if you're just now joining this live stream, everybody, we just wrapped up coverage of an anti-Iranian regime protest on the National Mall here in Washington, D.C., and now we are heading towards ICE, or DHS is a little further away. It might be a little further away to get to today, but ICE isn't super particularly far away, so we'll be able to make it there. Maybe we can even stop by the White House to see what's going on there. So a little recap of this morning is we saw the another deadly shooting involving ICE or Homeland Security or Border Patrol, one of those groups. And it's now the second in a matter of weeks. And it does raise concern, and it seems like from what I saw on Twitter and online is that the counter protests are going to be a lot heavier this time. So it's still 3:30 p.m. I think most of Minnesota's on Central Time, so it's about 2:30 there. And we're just going to have to see what happens this evening. Who knows what's going to go on there. Yeah, that could get pretty dangerous. And so I haven't really broke down the video yet, but if you look at the video, it's honestly a little tough to tell what's going on. What is clear is that there's 5 or 6 federal law enforcement officers either jumping this guy or holding him down. And then there's the guy. He's on his back, it seems, and all of a sudden there's this conflict, and all of the ICE agents kind of jumped back at once, right? So that indicates to me that they saw something that freaked them all out at the same time. So that leads me to believe he probably had a gun. Okay, so here we got a couple comments. America, liberty, where's the party of small government gone? No dictator, God bless us all. And then at Justice, the agitator had a gun. Candle Vlogs on 1, God bless you to all. Virginia said hi. And at Ben9291, his hands were pinned to the ground. It was an execution. At Justice is his, please tell the truth. The violent protester had a gun. At G8BB, what time is the snow scheduled for? The snow is scheduled around a little before midnight. It's looking like 10 or 11 or midnight. That's the last time I checked, and that was a couple hours ago. It keeps changing very frequently, though. So But sometime late this evening, not in the next couple hours, at Delco Tarrant, the guy had a gun. They took it off him while pistol whipping his face. And then they shot him 10 times. There at Justice is, there are literally pictures of the guy's gun. Then a comment was deleted by Nay R8, and then Ben 9291 is having a little debate with at Justice is his. Let's see how this plays out in the chat, guys. I hope everyone's having a good day. Anyone have weekend plans? Who else is going to get snowed in this weekend, it seems like? Yeah, the regime here. Here's how far I am from the anti-regime protests now. So I'm starting to make some good little headway towards some other, check out some other stuff in DC, what's going on. About 4:39 a.m. Well, so which region or country are you from? At Losley HN6U, it seems really bad for you in the USA. There's always crazy stuff. And something I tell my friends when they're a little panicked at the moment is that if you've listened to the show before, I've done an episode on the conflict in Sudan. That's a whole different world over there than the United States. Sadly, there's probably not a lot of people my age over there being able to do a live stream for fun on a weekend. A lot of them know famine and hunger and death and conflict. That's all they've ever known. There's been this civil war over there right now. It's brutal. I'm watching from Malaysia, hoping to get some news since I have insomnia and curious about the situations there. At Ron Winance, Indiana's looking like 12 to 14 inches of snow. Absolutely, and this is it seems to be a Midwest, South, and Eastern storm. It's covering a lot of territory. So yeah, be safe, stay warm, guys. Okay, got a couple comments. At Delco Tarrant, he did not pull the gun on the agents. Watch the video, they took it out from his waistband on the back. And it's, I think I read that one. At Green Substance, I just said the 5-year-old kid was rescued by ICE, not kidnapped. His father was illegal and abandoned him and tried to save himself. I did see that too. I heard the father ran away and the mother wouldn't open the door or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and get these rocks out of my shoes real quick. Whoa, there's smoke at the anti-regime protest. Something's on fire. Yeah, nuts. Wonder what's going on. Oh goodness. Here, what's some other comments? And Mike Morgan said he's still here. And Hasmi writes it's from Malaysia. Hoping to get some news since... Okay, I already read that one. At Cody Coyote, sad part is news only shows us the bad to get us upset. Always more good done than those one-off bad situations, but it does sell. What is the point? Why is her here? What's the video about? The video, I'm on the way to DHS and ICE and here in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. Kind of stopped/interrupted by an anti-Iranian regime protest. And currently I'm getting some rocks out of my shoes because there's a ton of those little pebbles on the National Mall. So just taking a little pit stop for a sec. Now it looks like the regime protests are heading back to the Capitol now. All right, great. Let's keep going. Yeah, I think they're heading back to the Capitol, so we will. Yeah, we're probably not going to see them again today. So it was fun while it lasted with our pro-Persian monarchy friends over there. But now we're going to be heading towards ICE. Man, it is ice cold in this country right now, though. At getting passed or even brought to the floor. So that's something, yeah, Cody, that's a great point, is that we saw that bill trying to be pushed when the Republicans only had the House last in the 118th Congress, but ever since they gained the trifecta in the 119th Congress, we have not really heard much about that at all. Same goes with H.R. 2, the immigration bill. So, yeah, it's kind of weird how when the party takes power, those promises always kind of go away for whatever reason. Yeah, I'll mention that on my show Wednesday. That's a good point. But, yeah, the SAVE Act is I remember the secure... Oh, it's something to do with secure Americans voting in elections. I believe that's the acronym for it, or something like that. And it's to ensure or mandate that only citizens vote in U.S. elections. So let's head towards Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. At Bryant Pross 1456. Funny question. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I am interested to see what could be going on over there. What are you I am not protesting anything today. The last couple of days, so if you were on the stream yesterday, you saw me at the March for Life event here in Washington, D.C. I believe actually almost right where I'm standing is where it was yesterday. I believe Vance was there 24 hours ago giving a speech. So here's the Washington Monument. And the Capitol building is all the way over there now. How long will neckties be around? Neckties will survive time, honestly. I just don't know. Because the problem is that the only threat, I think, honestly, would be people stop wearing them in general. I don't think there'd be anything to really replace them. Because I know, like, Casual Fridays emphasizes not wearing a tie. But not really a lot more than that, though. At Wharf 1110, I wasn't protesting anything. Now, those people that attended were in the pro-life crowd, so they oppose abortion pretty much 100% of the time when it comes to pregnancy. The group was founded in 1974, 1 year after the 1973 Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision. And they gather on the National Mall. They have some speakers, usually give some brief remarks. The speaking maybe lasts an hour, and then they all gather on the street and they'll walk across DC, go through a bunch of the streets, and then eventually it ends at the Supreme Court building of the United States. For the longest time, the intention was to have Roe v. Wade overturned by the Supreme Court. That's why they always would end it there. But now that's a little different because it's now the state's issue. The Dobbs decision overturned that. Awesome. At Captain Homer, the worst people wear suits. At Pro-Birth. At Cosmic Blackie, people that know how to do abortions are still going to do abortions.
Proceed to the route.
So yeah, there's always that's always a chance. At our double D42 can't hear. Can you guys hear me now? Here. Okay, great. Perfect. Yeah, it was kind of stuck for a second. There, street looks safe to cross. Wonderful. Let's try to figure out the best way to get there.
In 800 feet. Take a right onto the path.
Wonderful. Glad that everyone can still hear me. Okay, at a Wharf 1110 in places where abortions are legal, okay, places that aren't jail time if caught. At Cody 3 Coyote, you should get jail time for murder anywhere, really. Thank you at Judy Basket Brewer 61, loud and clear. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, we started at the U.S. Capitol this morning, or not this morning, around 50 minutes ago. Then we stopped in at the, there was an anti-Iranian regime protest beginning at the U.S. Capitol. Talked to some people there about what's going on with their desires to hopefully overthrow the mullahs and the ayatollahs and the Iranian regime. And we're on the way to the Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement building in Washington, D.C. to check out, in response to the death and the another anti-ICE protester in Minneapolis was shot and killed this morning. Pretty crazy situation, for sure.
Take a right onto the path.
Okay, wonderful. Imagine documenting things back then, huh? Using films and audio equipment as well. The things we take for granted as sometimes astonishes me. Watching God 12 hours away in real time is really amazing. It is. It's really how connected the globe is now, and particular countries, that no matter where you're from, you can find some random dude talking about Iran and a shooting that happened in a state halfway across where he is, in a different country halfway across the world. At Kayona Moose, so he was a protest. It seems to be, in the images right before the altercation, it looked like he had his phone kind of up to the officer's face.
In a quarter mile.
Oh, here's one more glimpse of the anti-regime protests over there. Yeah, out at Dale Ramsey Q7H, he was a protester with a gun. I was watching. Yeah, looks to be some sad stuff all the way around. If you're just joining the channel or the live stream, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like more content of this like this in the future. Would really appreciate it, as we're building
Proceed to the route.
a mass awakening here. Join the Awoken today. Not that I support raids/riots, but do you guys remember when storming the Capitol was just instruments and random props? Yeah, that happened about 5 years ago or something of that nature. Actually, like 5 years, a couple weeks ago. So, at Dale Ram, he was a protester with the gun. I was watching. How stupid are they? All right, let's see if we can cross here. Wonderful. So here for reference, here's the Department of Agriculture.
In a quarter mile.
There's a metro station as well. There's dozens and dozens of metro stations across the city. What is the temperature in DC? The temperature is, actually, it was, I think, 20 last time I checked. Very chilly. I even had a before I left, I had to go back, grab this sock cap, and yeah, I'm like, dang, I'm not going to be able to make it all this time. So yeah, it's about 20. It's supposed to get to, I believe, the low teens, like 14, 15 tonight. That's right. Yeah, right. You are right. It's when the direction tells me, yeah, the navigation, it cuts out the audio for you guys, I bet. But I'm almost there. I should be able to turn it off soon. It looks like, and there's always construction and stuff going on at all of these buildings. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna make it across. I don't have to wait for another red light. Okay. So we are close. I believe it's one of these buildings up here. So we're almost there. It seems quiet, so it doesn't seem like there's anything going on yet, at least from what I can tell. Okay. All right, we are. All right, guys, I'm excited to say that we have made it, and I am by far the only person here. Nothing is going on. They have a little barricade up just in case.
Take a slight left turn.
Okay, yeah, I got it. But yeah, here it is. Absolutely nothing going on. This is kind of, so over there it's the Navy Yard / wharf area, so yeah. U.S. Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. We have made it. Okay, so let's check some comments. Some people talking about the weather, and at Damn Ina 9864, what do you mean awoken? So what I mean by awoken is waking people up to the realities of this country, that it's not what the media tells you, the mainstream legacy media, I should say. It's not really a fair and accurate representation to what's actually happening in the country, and that the institutions of power in the country aren't really working for Americans, and we're trying to figure out why that is. Okay, so let's do one more shot of ICE, and we are going to head back towards the National Mall, and let's head towards the White House next. Let's see if we'll probably get close back to the anti-regime protest, and maybe check them out, maybe talk to some people over there about how they feel about Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Man, I've gotten some pretty good exercise the last couple of days here. Doing all this walking around the city. I got a buddy in Myrtle Beach, and he always asks me about whatever measure I had to convert to Freedom Unit. Ha! That's funny. Oh, nice. Look at this big old Tesla right there. One of those big cyber trucks, my goodness. That's a massive guy. But yes, at Hey What You Say, they did leave me stranded. Not much going on there, so it looks like the bulk of the anti-ICE protests will remain in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's from what we can tell at the moment, probably. What's at Murph F or at Murph 220? What's all the marketing? Okay, right. We'll see you in a minute. Good luck, sir. Yeah, that's where a lot of it's most likely going to be, is my guess now. And it looked pretty nasty when I checked, last time I checked online a couple hours ago. So yeah, if you know someone in Minneapolis or the area, make sure they're doing okay. Make sure they probably avoid leaving the house as much as possible tonight, is my guess. So oh, thank you, Omar, or thank you at Murph 220. The text is a little small on here. Which marking in particular are you referencing? At HRP Fayetteville, avoid leaving the house for what? It just might be there might be some people looking for trouble in the streets of Minneapolis tonight if there's violence and protesting and whatnot. And some of those situations, and something that I'll tell the community is that if there's something in your gut stomach that says you need to leave that situation, or you got a bad feeling, if you're walking around in a city or wherever you are and you're like, this doesn't feel right, leave. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to be a tough guy. They might have a gun, you might not. And yeah, leave and get out of the situation safely. Don't risk it. At Simon E89 Lake and Riley, Rachel Morin. Yeah, people believe killed by illegal immigrants in the United States. At Jaybird 6054, thank you, Simon. Different colors. Okay, so, oh, my outfit. So purple is my favorite color. I've loved purple all of my life. and my hometown college is purple as well. So just a way for me, it's just been with me my entire life. At Wright says they're still chanting and drumming. Oncho 1960, Latinos for Trump. At Loud Lacrin 5690, yo Aulden, what's up, brother? Peter Dog 6563, I tell Minneapolis to go to heck, but why? They're already there. Huh. That's funny. My granny said you need to dress better. Really? Come on, Grandma, you don't like the purple? You don't like the style? Got my nice winter jacket on. I got a suit. Got my suit jacket, purple with the tie. Just got a little beanie. It's really cold out. So, with that information, please have your grandma reevaluate. Purple is from Minnesota Vikings. It is, absolutely. Vikings, they had a good team last year. Not as good of a team. Really shows you what Sam Darnold is. Sam Darnold's still playing, even though he had a bad playoff game last year. At Oncho 1960, long live King Trump. So here, we're going to catch up to the anti-regime protests here. And there's a couple people that look like they made it late. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for your comments. Yeah, let's see if we can talk to some people. A lot of these people are speaking Farsi, from what I could tell. That's the language in Iran, the official language. So a couple people I talked to earlier, they seem to know a couple phrases in English, but not a whole lot. Nicholas Alexander 940 said hi. Hello, sir. At Lucarin 5690, Trump king of Greenland. That's right. Long live King Trump. Okay. Yeah, it might be dying down. There's a couple people that seem to be heading for the exits that are on the way out. At Jaime writes, I gotta set a time to watch your video about Greenland. Yeah, the Greenland one I'd say is one of my better episodes that I've done. I discuss the Inuit people in detail. Eric the Red, the gentleman who was the father of explorer Leif Erikson, and about the potential consequences of China being interested in Greenland as well, the Polar Silk Road Initiative. There's a lot of stuff going on with Greenland. It is a big slob of ice. However, it's a major geopolitical tension and flashpoint, I'd say. Because if the U.S. had complete control over it, then we're talking Russia and China. They're not going to try and even build stuff or help build stuff there, whether it's stuff to help mining some rare earth minerals or other materials like that. So here we made it back to the anti-regime protests here. I'm gonna try to get back into the mix of things. I agree. Yeah, we do have a strategic interest in Greenland. Absolutely. Yeah, if it was our territory, like officially, then that would be huge. It helps the Monroe Doctrine and the Trump corollary. Okay, here. Here, I'm gonna try and meet them on the other side. Meet them in the middle. Who is your pick for first viceroy of governor of Nuuk and Greenland? Rubio or Romney? Yeah, it seems like Mitt Romney might have, Marco Rubio, not Mitt Romney. They're both MRs. But yeah, it seems like that Marco might have to be the governor or the head of state in Greenland. He might be the Shah of Iran soon. Okay, Trump, they're saying something about Trump now. We want democracy. Trump, 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 we want democracy. Okay, we got at Peter X82L or 21 or something. Bro, I'm from Australia. Please give a quick summary of what is happening. So right now you have an anti-Iranian regime protest, and it looks like it's mostly made up of Persian individuals. When I was a little closer, that's what it appeared to be. And they are protesting the mullahs that currently are the heads of state in Iran. As not sure if everyone's aware, but quick little summary of Iran. They're a theocracy, so they are the supreme leader is like the Pope and a dictator. So he's two positions in one. It's an Islamic republic. And these people protesting do not want that protest. Okay, at Hami writes, all right, guys, I'm head of bed. You guys stay safe and have a good day. And also nice to meet you guys. And Aulden, you seem decent. I'm a sub, but got split for the day. All right, brother, thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Good night, brother. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm gonna get a little closer.
has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Khamenei has got to go. Rejim change in Iran. Rejim change in Iran. Democracy for Iran. Democracy for Iran. Freedom for Iran. Freedom for Iran. دوستان تشریف بیارید جلو اینجا وایسیم که مراسم رو کم کم تموم کنیم. این بالا بفرمایید، این بالا همه دوستانی که عقب هستن تا برسن. Freedom for Iran. Down with Islamic regime. Down with Islamic regime. Down with dictator. Down with dictator. Down with dictator. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the Islamic regime has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Khamenei has got to go. Azadi, azadi, azadi.
At Lance Malone 42, what music is that? It's a crowd protest. They're out here against the Iranian regime. It's their little chant they've made. At Crazy Luna B3, we haven't seen Iran in a long time, and commented the Iranian flag. Thank you, Lance. Have a good day yourself, brother. This is in Washington, D.C. So right here is the Washington Monument. At Rotland Elrod, he isn't reading my comment. This is the first comment that's popped up for you. I haven't seen any of the other ones. It might be, YouTube might be preventing them from coming on the screen. You have to be less vulgar or maybe more clear or something like that. At Stampede GYT, do you think these guys will keep protesting when this winter storm hits? I don't think so. It's going to be pretty bad, but they still got multiple hours. At Rotland Elrod, I swear you said you are against the new regime. If they do it themselves, that's perfectly fine. The United States, we should not be spending our money or resources for regime change over there, no. We need to figure out our problems in America first. So if they can uprise and topple the Ayatollah themselves, that's perfectly fine. Well, that's just too bad, Rutland Elrod. Yeah, I'm sorry that they're being killed, but there's people in America being killed by gangs and thugs and cartels, and they matter more. So, yeah, it's tough. I'm sorry that they're under an oppressive regime, but that's their country. That's their problem. Thank you, Stampy. People do not seem to understand that we need to focus on ourselves. Absolutely, yeah. And it's not that we don't have to be rude or not that we have to show any sympathy, but we need to figure out our problems in this country first. And look, and something else that people don't realize is that before the Ayatollahs, the dude that they want back in power, the Shah, he had a secret police called the Savik, and he killed a bunch of people too. It's a whole different country, a whole different culture. Google the Savik, learn about them, learn about the Shah, and what he did. Well, Rutland, Trump says America first, and I don't really understand what you mean by I'd understand if I backed the president. I don't know what the president has to do with trying to get people, Americans, for regime change in a foreign country. Oh yeah, Trent, but the dude's father also killed a bunch of people. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's that Iran is not Western civilization. It's a whole different culture, whole different people, different language. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Does not mean they're evil people. But yeah. Yeah. Right, yeah, and I know you don't want the father, but what's to say the son isn't going to do the same thing? So it's a tough situation all around. It's not a great situation for sure. You don't understand how a military operation works. The regime pays it in a fine. I don't get what you mean by that at all. You're not making any sense. That's why I can't understand what you're saying. Paying a fine, what the hell does that even mean? So the Ayatollah is going to give us money for trying to throw him out of power then. Yeah, I've seen some of the, Trent, I've seen some of the stuff. So what should we do? So should we have Americans die for regime change in Iran then? Is that what you're suggesting? Or what's your plan then? Why should we have to do it? At Trent Peterson 3495, the dude who they want has an entire YouTube channel, seems very chill. Well, he might be chill, but I don't really care who is the leader in Iran. I'm worried about America. America needs to come first. America doesn't have a great history of trying to police the world. Trent says America is fine. Yeah, not sure about that, buddy. All right, looks like the they ended the event here. People want change in this country first. There's people that are homeless. It's 20 degrees right now, and there's people that are homeless in Washington, D.C. There's kids that went home from school this weekend that, without food, that won't be able to eat this weekend. There's going to be people that are going to freeze to death in the city because of the storm. And that's all over the country. Have been to Baltimore? Have you been to Indianapolis? Have you been to Chicago, Los Angeles? All the homeless people over there. So, yeah, if they are definitely, they have their abilities to try regime change over there, but yeah, we're $38 trillion in debt. So, yeah, and I get, now there is, the one thing I would say is there's a case to be made for regime change, but only it's to stop nuclear proliferation in the world. It would be if they don't get the nuclear bomb, then that's just good for the world. But that's the only reason that would make any sense at all. No, Iran is not worth one American life. Over. Dude, we're allies with Saudi Arabia, and they're an Islamic state. Like, it's Islam. It's the Middle East. It's like finding people in the Midwest that wear button-downs and jeans. It's just the people that live there. Lebanon's more or less an Islamic state. Saudi Arabia is an Islamic state. We're still allies with them after they chopped up Jamal Khashoggi like Mr. Potato Head, and we're allies with them. They wouldn't even let women drive cars like 10 years ago. What the hell are you talking about? Alrighty, guys, the Iranian well, we should, if they can topple the Ayatollahs themselves, then that's fine. God bless them for that. But there's problems that matter a lot more to me as an American citizen that should be solved first. That's just my stance on it. Yeah, I'm like at Garu FPV. Yeah, it's just they're not going to do anything. We're the empire of the world right now. No one's going to see what happened to Japan last time they attacked us. Like, it's just countries know better to provoke us. Guys, nice little conversation there. Empire, yes, meaning not just in America. Well, like, I don't know. I think NATO pretty well. It wouldn't. How much would NATO be without the United States in it? Seriously, we fund all of these projects that we're in. That's why we're $38 trillion in debt. Like, if we weren't the world's empire, then wouldn't you have not been trying to convince us for the last 15 minutes that we need to help get regime change in Iran? Yeah, like, no, you haven't advocated for any other country to do it. You haven't advocated for France or the United Kingdom or even Saudi Arabia or other countries like that to do it, but it's only been that we have to do it for some reason. So, yeah, we are the world's empire. We run the world. There we go. There's something we can agree on, Rutland, Elrod. Yeah, we are the kings. Exactly, right, yeah. Peace through strength. I don't hate you either, man. It's just, that's what we can do in America, at least, is that we can communicate with each other and talk and hash out disagreements like this. So it was beneficial for both of us. At Buddy from your grandma's attic. Yeah, I am a king. Yeah, people are starting to head home. Well, actually, man, there's probably not much going on at the White House. Here, let's go to the White House. Thank you, at Beth. You are the king, absolutely. Very good stream today. Had a lot of very good conversation and comments throughout the day. Had a good little debate there with Trent and Rutland there about United States potential involvement when it comes to regime change in Iran. Very interesting. So yeah, it's starting to get much colder than it even was earlier today. Goodness gracious. And my fingers are starting to kind of tense a little bit. At RDD42, America can't really seem to mind their own business, can they? Yeah, that's been the story of America for a while. Hello at Tony Powell. 09Z. What is going on, brother? Thank you for joining the stream today. At Beth B48J8Z. At Buddy from your grandma's attic. You are a moron. Ha! Good one. Too cold. Yeah, if you're just now joining the stream, we were going to check out, see if there were any anti-ICE demonstrations today. Kind of came up a little empty with that, but now we're heading, and we did run into a anti-Iranian regime demonstration, which was pretty interesting to check that out. They started at the U.S. Capitol, ended around the Washington Monument, and now we're heading to the White House to check out, see if there's anything going on at the White House, and then we may end it there. I've been on a long time. We're coming up on an hour and 45 minutes now. Thank you for, if you've been here, thank you for all your comments, your likes. If you're new to the live stream, please drop a subscribe, please, so you can join the Awoken. I appreciate it very much. Yes, it is. That's a hilarious comment. Yeah, goodness gracious, that dude is old, isn't he? Yeah, it is chilly outside. Whatever this storm that's projected to hit this weekend, it's probably going to be legit. That's my guess. So here. Yeah, we're in the background. There is the Treasury building. Yeah, we're approaching it quickly. Yeah, is anyone else in the DC area or on the East Coast? We're going to get hit quite hard, it seems, at least. Here in a matter of hours at this rate. It's nearing 5 o'clock right now on the East Coast, and it's going to, once that sun starts dropping, I'm going to have to get home because I'm going to turn into an icicle at this rate. Alrighty. So yeah, just a quick little recap is that we are on the way to the White House. We're almost there. At Laura Johnson 6641 said hello, 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 Laura. Welcome to the Awoken. Congratulations on finding the best YouTube channel that you will stumble across today. And thank you for tuning in.
This temperature is
Yeah, a gentleman just walked past me and said, this temperature is dropping like an explicit term. So it is, even since I started the stream a couple hours ago at this rate, it is something else. But I got I'm all warm and I'm sheltered from the cold. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Just one more block and we will be outside of the White House. What's happening? We are going to check out and see if there's any anti-ICE demonstrations near the White House. We were at the Immigration Customs and Enforcement building itself a little bit ago. However, not much was going on there. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of these protests will remain in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the shooting occurred this morning. A 37-year-old man was killed after an altercation with the Department of Homeland Security or Immigration Customs and Enforcement or Border Patrol, one of the three. Yeah, it might be blocked off. There's a chance it's blocked off here. But hopefully it's not. Okay, it looks like it is blocked off today. Here, maybe on this side, there's a way we can get around it or something. At Roscoe 4120, in all caps, justified. At Bravely Bold said, hi. Wow. If I've ever had a callback like that, that is insane. There's no way that's the same person. Crazy. Okay, so the White House is blocked off today. We can't really get to the premises. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. And it's going to take 20 minutes to walk around to the other side and probably get the same result. So in the comments, is there anything you guys have questions or want me to talk about? Because I'm thinking about probably cutting the stream off here in a few minutes. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. You know what? Let's at least go up to 2 hours. Let's do that. So I'll stay on another 8 or 9 minutes. Okay. That bravely bold hog road drag, please, please. That is insane. So a little backstory on that. And Clash of Clans, there was this clan, a member of the clan, or the group, and would always request when trying to get more troops, and the description was hog row drag, please, please. Kind of something funny there. A little backstory with that, and I can't believe, and this was several years, this was probably a decade ago that we played the game. So it's really insane that we have crossed paths once again. So yeah, in the comments, do you guys think the shooting this morning was justified, or do we need to put restrictions on ICE, or what should the Trump response be to this? Here, let's get rid of this question, and let's add another poll question. So yeah, the poll results, about 70% of you were for installing a new Shah of Iran. Only about 30% of you were content with keeping the Ayatollah in power. Okay, here. How should I word the poll question? What's the... Here I go. All right, perfect. Got a new poll out for y'all. First vote is no. First two votes are no. We got William Cohen at 6852. Hi, Alan from Scotland. How are you, my friend? I'm doing well. I'm doing great, my friend. Thank you for joining the stream. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, guys, if it's your first time on the stream, would love if you subscribe to the channel. And just a little bit more about what the channel is and what we're about is, I started this channel a couple months ago to help wake people up about the realities of what's actually going on in the country. There's a lot of freaky stuff going on right now, and I feel like being on the ground in Washington D.C., I can help change the country a little bit with this. So liking the video and subscribing to the channel would be a huge help in assistance with my mission. Every Wednesday I have my anchor show, Awoken Wednesdays, and I usually do a deep dive into a country or a topic or something of that matter to help educate you guys on something that's happening in the country. Yep, now we're in downtown DC. There's a McDonald's right here. Just kind of out on a evening stroll. Probably going to start heading back at some point soon. Yeah, we already got 23 votes in. It's close, getting closer to 50-50. Yes is 44%, no is 56% at 25 votes. And the question is, was the shooting in Minneapolis this morning justified? At Cheera M1K, ICE is poorly trained, only 47 days, and most are from gangs and Proud Boys and give each other awards for how horrible they can be. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But the part about training is that you do bring up a good point that it is new. These, for a lot of, maybe not the specific individuals involved this morning. However, there was we see the Trump administration made a big push to hire more ICE agents, and they got, I think, what, $150 billion in the big beautiful bill, or a large number funds like that. And so they've been trying to hire a lot of new people, and with the new people, you just have people that may have not been involved in situations like this all the time. At Daniel Mackey, 8,099, Democrats should be helping ICE remove illegals. At Knockout 4426, Daniel is huge TDS. I'm not sure how Daniel is TDS. If Daniel seemed to have a pro illegal, or a pro removing illegal immigrant stance. At Kim Radvich 2874, ICE and DHS had over 1,000 car ramming events in just this year alone. Daniel said, welcome all former Democrats. We cannot let our borders be opened again. Most, and at Shermank M1K, most ICE agents can't read or write. Some can't even tie their own shoes from an official report. At No Thanks, Americans need to be a lot more upset about what MAGA is doing to your country. And the poll results, 51 of you have voted now, 51 of you say no, and 49% of you say yes about the shooting in Minneapolis this morning being justified. So a very tight poll we have right now. At Sick Nick 68, Trump, MAGA strong, American flag emoji, muscle emoji. At No Thanks, letting the Gestapo run wild and you cheer it on. It's absolutely pathetic. Man, I might want to get a coffee or something. I'm not sure. I might need one. I've been walking basically for the last 2 hours straight. So no has reclaimed the lead in the poll. It was, yes, was up for a little bit, already at 61 votes, so some good action there. Yeah, it seems to be a pretty split crowd in the comment section here. Yeah. Man, it is still a lot of people out. Kind of surprised. We got a couple comments. Bonjour. J. Suisse Aulden. J.C. Suisse Grande. Explain here and Commander, please. Yeah. Okay, so we are coming up on a Carnegie Library in Washington, D.C. It's now an Apple store for the most part. Andrew Carnegie built a bunch of libraries in the United States, or named after him at least. Right there's the D.C. Convention Center. So, here we go. I'm from, someone says it's from Minnesota and they support abolishing ICE. And the recruitment poster is a picture from the Halo video game series. Yeah, and you make a good point. So how's the weather in Minnesota where you are? Because in DC, we're supposed to get a ton of snow here in a couple of hours. Like 11 to 14 inches is the last projection I saw. -2 feels like -12. Yeah, I bet so, man. That's chilly out there. Yeah, sun's starting to set in here in DC. It is awfully cold. Not as bad as that though. Goodness gracious, stay warm, stay inside. Get some hot chocolate, hot coffee. Something. Yeah, good. I bet. Gosh. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe so I can continue doing more of these live streams, talk Middle Eastern politics with y'all. I also cover elections a lot in the United States. And each Wednesday I have my anchor show and do more detailed, in-depth dives on there. Thoughts on, I do the Good Earth sweet and spicy tea. Wonderful. at ZSports12. Aulden in all caps. Hello at ZSports12. I'm liking the podcast, brother. Keep them churning out. Keep it going, brother. Thoughts on Kevin James? Who's Kevin James? Thank you, love you. I love you too, ZSports12. Yeah, guys, want to shout out at ZSports12 if you're into sports commentary, any of the pro sports, college sports, a wonderful channel for some great in-depth analysis, detail, and sporting bet predictions. Check him out, please. Okay, we got at Lee's I Do Coffee, you're gonna try it, it's revolutionary. At Alexander McDonald 2519, who got shot this morning. It was a 37-year-old man was shot in an altercation with Immigration, Customs and Enforcement, or Department of Homeland Security, or the Border Patrol, one of those three government agencies. Alexander Hamilton, Eli Burry 6572, yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Could I try and make an appearance on David Pacman and Brian Tyler Cohen? I'm not sure if they'd had me on the show. Potentially. Half cereal, guess outside. And Eli Burry sent a fish. So, yeah, guys, that's terrific. Glad to hear that. All right, up at 39 likes. That's tremendous, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already. Would love for you pop on in the future. Ugh. Yeah, so over here is some National Guard, if you can see him. That's hilarious. I won't read that comment, but it's quite hilarious. So yeah, up 129 votes now, and a slight majority still say the shooting was not justified this morning. All right, guys. How's everyone doing? Anyone? If we're not going to be snowed in this weekend, does anyone have any fun plans? Yeah, it's starting to get cold. I gotta start probably I'm heading back now, but I need to find somewhere to get a coffee or something. Or get some kind of warm drink or something. Maybe the McDonald's in Union Station. That might not be a bad idea. Up to 151 votes now. And the no has increased its majority. 44 is 56 now. Pretty shocking there. Hi. Alrighty, well. All right, everybody, I think it's kind of starting to wind down, and I'm starting to get a little exhausted myself, and I think this stream has ran its course. It's did its duty and purpose. However, I would like, if you're still here, I will give you one more little pitch. If it is your first time to the channel, please subscribe. I do a weekly show every Wednesday called Awoken Wednesdays. Is where I do a deep dive into a country, a current event that's going on, maybe a policy or an idea from the U.S. government, maybe something like that. And I also, yesterday was insanely cold, absolutely, goodness gracious, for sure. And do a deep dive into something going on in the country. Not sure what this, I kind of want to talk about Taiwan on Wednesday, honestly. Maybe you could also talk about the weather. I could, yeah. I'll put, if you subscribe to the channel, I'll do a 5-minute segment on the weather around the country just for you. Is that a deal? I'll set aside a 5-minute window on Wednesday's show and talk about the weather. Deal. All right. I'll lock it in. Thank you very much. I'll do weather a little bit all over the country. Now make sure on Wednesday at 8:15 Eastern Time, you tune in so you can check it out. So yeah, that will be a lot of fun. So yeah, this Wednesday going to do a little segment. You're on Central, okay? So that'll be 7:15 for you then. 7:15 in the evening for you. But yeah, I kind of want to talk about Taiwan a little bit. Maybe it might be a little late for me to trying to have a guest on this week. Trying to get a buddy to talk about aviation and airplanes at Peter. So here's some of the buildings right now. I'm nearing the getting to Union Station is where I'm getting next. I believe the next couple buildings up here are maybe you should take a trip to Taiwan and then talk about. I'd love that. I do want to visit some of these countries here soon. Yeah, that I've talked about. That's the goal, is that I learn about this country, I'll talk about the country, and then one day interview people from the country and go there. But right now I need to build my Awoken base. And it's people like you that are helping out. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time on the stream today and your questions and your suggestions and subscribing. So yeah, at Peter. Yeah, and right now I'm in downtown Washington, D.C. There's Florida International University, D.C. campus. Okay. The Postal Museum building is up here. Where they have a bunch of stamps and mail and stuff like that. So man, we're up 196 votes now for the shooting in Minneapolis, and no is still at 56%. So we're still at a no. No is in the lead at 197. But okay, well, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Again, just one last time, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please check out some of my other videos. I really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, and you have been awoken with Aulden. All right, much love, everybody. If nothing crazy happens, I'll see you Wednesday, but might do. Weather is probably going to be bad the next couple days, so we'll have to kind of keep monitoring that situation. But if not, I'll hear from you Wednesday, and follow me on all my social media channels on Spotify, Twitch, X, Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble, as I post updates on those channels often. And you have been awoken with Aulden. All right, much love, everybody. Good night. Stay warm this weekend. It's going to be a cold one.